Greetings, YouTube. We in the survivalist community, we love these kind of guns, these tactical carbines. We debate ad nauseum the merits of an AR versus an AK, and we talk about the necessity of having one of these carbines for an shtf scenario. But what about other firearms that we perhaps have neglected to think about, and we have failed to consider their use in such a situation? What about guns like these and their merits in an shtf situation? Up above we have a flintlock rifle, 45 caliber, and below we have two percussion 45 caliber rifles. Very accurate guns. I've used the bottom two to harvest deer, and I've used them as well in different muzzleloading competitions. They're very accurate up to about 100 yards. They do have limitations. You obviously only have one shot at a time, so you have to learn to make each shot count. That you also have to be careful about moisture getting into the powder and dampening your load. But they shoot a very effective round. Over here we have one of the 45 caliber balls. As you can see, it's a good size round. In comparison, there's a .223 round. See the size difference? Very, very effective, very lethal. I want to read an article I found online talking about a muzzleloader being used in a self-defense situation. This is from Battle Creek, July 24th, 2006. A weekend shooting that left a Battle Creek man dead appears to be a case of self-defense, police have confirmed. The shooting happened just after midnight on Saturday in the 500 block of Hamblin Avenue. Police received a 911 call from a resident saying he'd shot another man. Officers arrived and found a 38-year-old David Bailey of Battle Creek dead. Detectives say the 58-year-old homeowner, whose name is not being released, told them Bailey had come to the house with a hammer, looking for money. Neighbors say Bailey attacked the resident with the hammer, and the struggle ensued. The resident then shot Bailey in the chest with a .50 caliber muzzleloading rifle. The two men knew each other, according to police. Police say they have no reason to doubt the man's story and say he's been cooperative throughout the investigation. The case has now been turned over to the prosecutor, who will determine whether or not to file any charges. I can only imagine what a .50 caliber ball would do to a man. So there you have it. Have you considered getting a muzzleloader? Perhaps this would be a viable option once all your cartridges for your fancier carbines have been expended. All you need to do is stockpile some powder, some primers, and balls can readily be molded from using lead tire weights, as well as lead pipes and other lead to be found around. Maybe you live in an area where there's tight gun restrictions, and perhaps one of these would also be an option. Here in Canada, if I understand the Canadian gun regulations right, you don't need to register one of these flintlock rifles, and I don't believe you need a valid license to buy one. So here you have it, some options that you may have not considered for an shtf self-defense rifle, as well as a rifle capable of hunting game, even up to big game like deer, bear, elk, moose.